Episode 3, Support Network, Finding Friendships in the Small Business Hustle.
Hi, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Jade.
And this is Really Fucking Trying.
A podcast where we talk about the ins and outs and ups and downs of running a small business and being creative.
Today, we're going to talk about support networks and finding friendships. And we're actually joined by our first ever guest.
That's me!
We're joined by Sass from Sassy Makes.
She's one of our best friends. I share my red brick shop space with her, and Ellie shares a studio with her. So she was obviously the perfect choice for our support network episode because she is the bulk of our support network.
As you are the bulk of mine.
Thank you. And it made sense because she's our mate, so it's our first time having a guest. So if it goes wrong, it's all right.
This, in theory, should be easy.
Yeah, in theory. So Sass, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell them a little bit about you, about your business.
Go on, it's all about you now.
Yes! Finally!
Typical.
I'm going to take my time. Yep, so I'm Sass. My business is Sassy Makes. I'm a digital artist, mainly do pop culture designs. That's where I find my passion, like movies, music, TV. I make everything that I create as well. I make my own badges, greeting cards, stickers, and then I also make for other businesses as well, like you too. So people will send me their designs and ask for them to be put on stickers or badges or anything, like pretty much anything that people have come to me and asked for. I've been able to do it, and that, I'd say, last year has become like a big part of what I do now.
And she's really fucking good at it.
Oh,
she prints all my stickers, and she's made us some merch for the podcast.
Yay!
Which is really, really fucking cute.
It's also the entire reason that my product range is
Yeah,
expanded.
she is.
Like, that's it.
Yeah,
I can't take any credit at all.
She's a big inspiration.
I feel like I really had to beg you. I was just like, please, just send me designs. I'll
I
just
don't actually think I let you at any point. I think I just came in one day and you'd done it.
She stole your JPEGs.
see what you think. You don't want to use them, it's fine.
But also use them.
But I'm very glad you did.
So, how did you get started?
So, back in 2020.
Oh, we've all got a 2020 story.
It's
haven't we?
always 2020, isn't it? That's a separate episode, that, isn't it?
Yeah, Tales of 2020. I was going through redundancy at the job that I worked at. I'd been there for just over 12 years, and the redundancy went on for way longer than it should have, about 6 months, and it got to the point where at the end of it I was just like, oh fuck, I hope they don't offer me any sort of job. Like, I really want to leave.
That's similar to what Jade was saying
Yeah,
as well,
I
though,
just-
about her own job.
I was like, I've really got to go, so I was more scared that they were going to keep me there. But then luckily they let me go. That was the start of 2021. I got a nice little payout, and it was pretty much a now or never moment where I just thought, I've got to give this a shot, because if I don't, when am I ever going to do it? And when am I ever going to have the money to be able to at least give it a go? And yeah, that's kind of how it all started, and it's crazy to believe where it is now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's also scary to think that if I'd been kept, I'd probably still be working there.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
So tell us a little bit more about where you get your inspo from.
My inspiration is mainly from pop culture. It's what I love. I love movies, particularly music and TV, and yeah, anything pop culture based. So yeah, I just thought that's where I find my passion. That is going to make sense for me. And as much as, like, I know a lot of people start out in fan art and then branch out, I just haven't been able to leave like pop culture alone.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I get it from, and like everything around me. Like, I feel inspired by you guys, all the people around me, and yeah.
Well, we were saying in a previous episode, weren't we, that you've got to kind of love
What you do,
the
or it
things
won't
you're
work.
creating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think people can tell.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
If it's fate.
Yeah, like when I first started out, as I think most people do, I definitely was like, what do people want?
Oh, this
what
is
should I do?
popular.
What do people
Yeah.
want? Yeah, this is a thing now, even if I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But then I didn't enjoy doing it. I
Yeah.
didn't enjoy
And it
trying to
reflects
sell
on the
that to
work,
somebody.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just think people can tell. Like, so now I just tend to like lean into what I like, lean into what I'm passionate about, and I think people can tell.
Love that for you.
Oh, thanks. Love that for me too.
So shall we tell people a little bit about how we met now? Who met first, actually, out of...
I think you two met first, and then me and Sass met, and then me and you met.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Wait,
You and
we all
Sass-
met separately.
You and
isn't
Sass
that
were the
weird?
orig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on, you go first.
Oh, go on then. You tell this story, and I am going to interject if I don't like what I hear.
So we met at my very first market.
Aww.
Which was in Runcorn at the Masonic Hall, and it was my very first market, so I was shitting it. Like, I was so nervous, and I've told Ellie this, but I think especially in the beginning I would look at the people that were going to be there just to kind of get a vibe. Ellie was the only one that I would say was doing anything remotely close to what
Oh,
I was
really?
doing. I was like, oh my God, look at this girl. She's amazing.
Oh.
No one's going to come anywhere near my fucking shit when she's there. Like,
No, but
she's
isn't
so
this
good.
weird? We talked about this like about a year or two down the line. I'd done the same thing the night before.
Aw.
So this market that we'd done, they'd like, you know, released the names of the traders and stuff. And obviously I went on a little bit of an Instagram stalk.
As you do.
And I said to my dad, I said, oh, look at her designs. I said, they're so colourful, they're so poppy, they're so cheerful.
Oh.
I was like, they're never going to buy my cards, they're going to buy hers. But I don't think we see each other like that now, do we? Because we are very
not at all.
different.
Very
We're so
different.
different.
Yeah.
Like even when we do the same thing, like I almost like it when we do the same thing.
Yeah.
And,
'Cause
like,
it
I
is
love
such a
seeing
different
the differences.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Just for context, Sass, that was your first market. How
My
long
first market.
had you been doing markets then, Ellie?
Only about a year. Oh, what year
Okay.
was that?
2022.
Was it?
It was March
About a
2022.
year then, yeah, I think.
Right,
I don't know, though, my dates are shit in my head, so I don't know. I could be chatting shit, but I think it was a year.
You looked pretty established when I
Did
looked
she?
at your Etsy. Yeah, I was like, whoa, this girl's got her shit together.
Oh, God. Did you
I'm
think
just,
she
like,
knows what she's doing?
rock-
I
Rocking
love
in.
that I gave you that vibe. I didn't know that.
And what do you think now?
I'm like, when is she going to get her shit together? Joking, obviously. No, she's really fucking trying.
She is. Yeah.
When we did that market, no one else knew this at the time because I think it had to be a bit of a secret. I can't remember, but Hazelhurst Studios that I was already a member of was expanding.
Oh, okay.
And the lady that I shared with, she wanted to expand into bigger projects, so she wanted a room of her own. So
Right.
I knew I didn't want the full room to myself because I thought I'd just be lonely. So I knew I needed a new studio buddy, and I'd been told to sort of like scope out
So you're on the lookout.
local artists, you know, to like just get.
Stalker vibes.
Yeah. Similar to how we met in that way.
I know there is a running theme here of me creeping on poor unsuspecting women at markets.
Making them their friends.
Yes, you'll do. No, so I was looking for somebody, but with me it's like vibe, and I
Yeah.
think I know straight away if me and them will get on.
Because at the end of the day, you're spending a lot of time there in a room, trapped in a room with someone. You've got to be able to get on with them.
and they've got to be a laugh as well. I think that's the main thing. And when I was with my friends actually, and we were at this market, and we were back to back, weren't we? And I remember you were very quiet for you. Like I only realise now how
I
quiet.
don't believe it.
So quiet.
But me being that little bit more obviously experienced,
Yeah.
I think I was just turning to you and just saying like little throwaway things, like just comments.
Yeah.
That
You,
I
like, put
wouldn't have
memes.
done that had I known that was your first market. Either I'd have been well, like, okay, I'd have tiptoed round you a bit more, but I didn't because I assumed that you had your shit together and had been going for years. I even turned to Beth, who is the same friend I was with when I met you actually. So she
Told you, similar story.
yeah. I turned to
Really?
Beth. I turned to Beth and I said, oh, she'd be a good studio buddy, wouldn't she? And Beth was like, oh, yeah, actually, I think she would be. So I decided in my head straight away. She barely said 2 words to me. And I was like, this is it. This is the girl. I found her.
This is her.
I said to Ellie before, and I
Search
feel
is
like you're
over.
going to feel the same. Ellie just kind of arrived in your life.
Careful.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember making friends with her. We were just friends all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We were going to say we were forced.
Yeah, no, we were.
Like since we met at that market, we would chat every now and again on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't straight away you mentioned Hazelhurst. It was,
I was
a good, I'd say
dreaming
about
you.
it might even have been about a good 5 or 6 months down the line.
I think it
before you-
was. I can't remember the time frame of that at all, but I feel like there was so many delays
Well, I
at
didn't
that time
move
as well.
into the studio until August 2023,
Oh,
and
right,
that was March 22.
Oh, yeah,
God,
that's an
okay.
18-month gap,
Yeah.
isn't it? Shit, yeah.
So what was your first thought when Ellie mentioned the studio?
I was excited,
Yeah.
but also I was like, I didn't want to get overexcited because I just thought, am I the only person that Ellie has said this to? Like,
Okay,
because
yeah.
at that time we'd only really spoke on
I
Instagram.
had to be
and
careful
one
what I
market
said as
and-
well, because obviously we
Yeah.
had to decide that as a collective,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like what I say goes by
And
any
you were
means.
honest about
Yeah.
that as well. You were just like, listen, I want to put your name forward
Yeah.
for it if you're interested. But it is like a group consensus. Everyone gets to vote and stuff. So I was like excited, but also like, oh, Ellie
Yeah.
might like me, but the other people might
I mean, I
not
can't
want
imagine
me in
anyone ever
there.
not liking you. But
No, I think everyone did straight away.
yeah.
We don't want any comments on this podcast from people that don't like me.
We don't want your honest opinions, okay?
We have asked for any feedback from people. Anything you've got to add.
Just lots of I hate Sass, actually. This is why I don't like Sass. But no, I was really excited about it.
Yeah.
And at the time I was working from home, and you know what it's like.
Yeah.
It's just
It's lonely as fuck.
it's
isn't
so lonely, but also it's just like you have no fucking space.
it? No.
Like
And no structure to your
No.
day. And
no, your schedule goes out the
Yeah.
window. You're up all the time.
Yeah.
Like it was. I
The
knew that I
schedule
needed.
shit's still out the window. I'm just there now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
That's better, isn't it?
Chaos. We're just chaos together.
So, aside from thinking like she's got her shit together, what was your first impression when you actually met each other?
She's a babe.
Okay.
And she was just really nice, like
Yeah.
just warm. That was I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, she's so kind,
Yeah.
like she's so nice, and you put me at ease, like
Yeah.
genuinely, you put me right at ease because I was bricking it. Like,
But even our first day in the studio, I can't remember feeling a little bit awkward. Even
no,
once.
not at all. No, there was no
There
awkwardness.
was just nothing.
I think even at that first market, I don't remember feeling awkward. It was
No.
really easy to talk to you. Just
I think within like 3 hours of being in that room together in the studio on our own, I even found myself saying at one point, I was going, and Sass, I think that's why I've got commitment issues. Like, you're so easy. And like straight away, I was just like, right, we can trust her, life story, off we go.
Yeah. Do you know what? It was pretty much the same for me. I
That's
just
so
felt
cute.
instantly just like, no, like, this is a lifer right here. I'm where I need to be. Yeah.
Aww.
So I am genuinely quite confused about this. How did you two actually meet? Because you were a fan of Jade. Sorry, I'm talking to Sass now. I remember, I think, because we were sharing before we were both properly pally with Jade, is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I
And we
think
were
so.
both fans, weren't we?
No, we weren't sharing. It was I thought it was the start of 2023 that I met you. Wasn't it like
I
February?
think it was February. It
February.
was a
Oh, right, was
Valentine's
it?
market.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember it well.
Yeah, it was Woodside Market, and yeah, I'd been following Jade's work for years.
Yeah.
And when I saw that she was going to be there, I like remember messaging the organizer at the time and being like, I can't believe that Jade's going to be there.
Stop it.
Yeah,
You've never
she was
told
just
me
like,
that.
I know, how exciting is that?
You've never told me that.
Because
That's
it's
so
cringy.
cute.
No, you look like the creep
Oh.
cat.
I totally was like, even Bran will back me up with this. I like when I got there, I remember seeing you set up, and I was just like, oh my god, I can't. I was like, I can't. And then I had to like kind of build myself up to go
Oh
and
my
speak
God,
to, because I
that's
just
so
thought,
cute.
because there's a lot of like, you know, where people go, don't meet your idols, and I just thought she's been going for years, and I just thought she could be right up herself, because
she's
you could
Yeah,
have been.
I thought that as well, you
God.
know.
But as soon as I came up and started talking to you, just straight away, I was like, oh, thank fuck, she's nice.
Oh.
She's lovely. Oh my God, she's an angel. I'm surprised that you wanted to be my friend after that,
I
because
did.
I fangirled the fuck out.
So
It
a
was
similar
really bad.
a similar situation to you and Ellie meeting. When we met at Woodside, I took a break from markets over COVID.
Yeah.
And I was only really starting to get back into them like when we met. I'd had never done one at Woodside before, so I was really nervous.
Yeah.
And then you came over and completely put me at ease.
Oh.
But I had no idea that was the vibe. You weren't giving the vibe you've just described.
You sure?
No, I just thought you were very enthusiastic. I didn't think there's my stalker. I thought
She'd saved that for when she met me.
I thought she's happy to be here.
Oh.
That's usually my vibe, isn't it? Oh yeah, she's happy to be
It is, to be fair, it doesn't matter if the market starts at
Yeah.
fucking 8 a.m.
Sass is
The
having a
rest
good
of us,
time, isn't she?
Sass.
I'm like,
Oh.
money! Oh my God!
Even like, so Sass and her lovely husband Bran sometimes pick me up for markets because I don't drive, and it'll be like 7:30 in the morning. Like Bran will be lugging all my stuff into the car because he's an angel, and Sass will get out the car to greet me and like want a big hug, and she'll be like, good morning, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been up for 3 minutes.
Get out my face.
I do remember when you and me did an early morning market once. You voice noted me at like 6 o'clock in the morning, like, morning, and I think I just sent you one back going, no.
Calm yourself. You know, I'm friends when Joey has that neighbour that lives across the...
Yeah, that's me.
Morning's here!
Morning's here. Morning's here.
We admire the enthusiasm, but
I'm-
not before midday.
I'm very much a nighttime girly.
No, but so am I. Like, that's the crazy thing. I'm like, I think I do just...
You're just glad to be anywhere,
I'm
aren't
so
you?
glad to be anywhere.
Just
to be
having a
fair.
good
Like,
time.
I'm very happy that this is my life.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's it.
That's very much the vibe
Yeah.
you give off, to be fair. You're just having a good time.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that it didn't look like I was fangirling over you, because I totally was. Because then when I went back to Bran, I was just like, oh my God, she's amazing. I love her. We're going to be friends.
And we are, you know. But yeah, I just thought you were so cute. Because I'm naturally quite shy, I never would have approached either of you first.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm very glad that you both did that and now you're friends.
I'm glad. I couldn't not. I feel like I was in that era of doing the things I was scared of anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, what can it hurt? Oh, she's horrible then, you know. She's horrible, but I was like, oh, she's nice. Oh, God, she's lovely.
It's true though, because I think like you've obviously got like a bigger online following and us and stuff, and nowadays when you're in it a bit more, you realise that doesn't doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
when you're
numbers.
starting out,
but when you're
that's
starting
massive,
out,
isn't
no,
it?
Yeah,
you
you feel
almost
like
think
that's what
that
matters.
they haven't got time.
Especially when you're not doing markets as
Yeah.
well, like, and you are quite lonely. Especially, I was working at home, and I was
Yeah.
like, that was my only indication of, does anyone even like what I'm putting out
Yeah,
there?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's-
And you just kind of, you think everyone else got the shit together, and
Yeah.
we don't.
yeah. But there's so much comfort in that, like knowing,
Yeah.
oh, we're all like fucking just struggling.
Yeah,
We're
no,
all
everyone's a shit show.
Yeah, everyone's a shit show. Everyone's really fucking trying.
Oh, you go to getting that in there.
Thanks for plugging the podcast. So do you think having the studio together has helped with like support network wise? Not just you two, but obviously there's a lot of people in the studio and it's like a collective.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I needed it at that time. I think in my mind, I knew I needed the space.
Yeah.
What I didn't realise was that I needed that support as well.
Yeah.
Like, so then getting there, already knowing that I had Ellie was amazing. And like Ellie said before, there was no awkwardness. There never has been. It would just vibe straight away. And it just felt like, oh, we've been sharing a room for years.
Yeah.
But then having everyone else, like obviously at first, you're a bit sort of like, ooh.
I don't want to leave my room.
Yeah, I was very like that. Like, it took me a while to even go to the other building.
I know,
Yeah.
I said that to Elio, and I think it took me like 3 months before I ventured to the
Oh,
other side
I
of the
feel like
building.
You say this though, that there was no awkwardness, but I remember bringing you round for a tour, and I'd done the tour, and then there was a few people from the studio in the community room, and I can't remember who it was that said to you, but they went, you know, she has a trumpet, don't you? And there was a brief look of pure terror in your eyes. There was.
But yeah, being in that studio is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I love that it's a collective. I love that there's so many different types of artists
Yeah.
in there, and everyone's in there for their own thing, but they fully support each other.
Yeah,
Like,
that's nice.
to be fair, like that, you know, Ellie's my support network there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, she's got my back 100%.
Yeah.
I know that, and I hope she feels the same way about me, because I
Well.
definitely do. So it's, yeah, and I feel like the things that we've done together
Yeah.
in the studio, like since I've moved in there, have been amazing. Like,
Yeah.
we've put on markets, and you know, we really have like helped other people venture into selling as well, which, you know, they've said they feel really supported by us, and
Nice.
yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Like, I love it there, and yeah, long may it continue. I'm
Yeah.
never ever leaving. You're stuck with me forever.
No, but it literally is now. If one of us moved out, I genuinely think we'd grieve it like a divorce or a
Yeah.
death.
It's just, yeah, I won't. I'm not going anywhere. It will literally have to drag me
And we do distract each other, but
in the best possible way, though. Like, I think we're still both really productive. I mean, we clearly are, because we still managed to
I
get out there
know,
and
yeah, we
sell
haven't just
stuff.
been at a standstill
Yeah,
ever since we moved in.
But yeah, I think we also need those days where I leave and I go, do you know what? I might not have done much, but my God, I fucking laughed all day
Yeah.
and I needed it. And
I think we have days as well when we don't see each other for like, it probably feels like 3 weeks, but in reality it's probably about 3 days. And
yeah.
we just
we're like, I missed you so much.
we sort of go through what's happened as if we've had a whole fucking lifetime without seeing each other.
Oh, see, obviously I work from home, so I don't have any of that. I just spend all day with my dog.
You've got a lovely dog there.
I do have a lovely dog, but it's very like, the thing I struggle with most is not having that kind of
Yeah.
support. Like, obviously my family's really supportive and my partner's really supportive, but it's just like having someone else that's doing the same kind of things as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do have that in terms of like you guys.
Yeah.
And I know you're only like at the end of the phone, but it'd be nice to have someone there with me working.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be like,
Yeah,
do you fucking work?
Yeah, no, it is. It's like I said, I knew that I needed space, but those other things I didn't
Yeah.
realise I needed until I was actually doing it, and I was like, oh God, yeah, this was
Yeah.
the right move to make.
Yeah.
Like, and it was, and I think after moving in was when I realised how incredibly lonely I felt working at home. Like,
yeah.
it was just, yeah, it's.
It's just
I don't know how
completely
you do
different, isn't it?
We need to get you in a studio.
I know. I wish we all lived closer. So we could
Support
get
this
one
podcast
together.
so Jade can have a studio, please.
Your girl is skint.
You haven't spoke about Kyle at all. You spoke more about the fucking dog than you have Kyle.
You know where my loyalties line up. No, Kyle is great. He obviously he pushed me back into doing the business,
Yeah.
and he pays for everything.
We love Kyle. We love you, Kyle.
Nice man.
No, he is. He really is. He's very, very supportive, and like even just like the money side of things, like because he's got full-time employment rather
Yeah.
than self-employment. Most of the bills and stuff come out of his, and
Yeah.
then my money is extra, like tops it up.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
It's the same with me and Bran. It also enables you, I guess, to put it back into
Exactly,
your business
yeah,
because you
yeah.
know that everything else is
Yeah, which I wouldn't be
taken
able to
care
do
of.
without Kyle.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
And
was massive part
Exactly
of it.
the same
Yeah.
with Bran. Like, he's got a full-time job, pays well, he fully is so supportive of what I do, and yeah, he like you said, he takes care of a lot of the big bulk, you know, finances, and then that enables me to be able to put the money I make back into the business, or, you know, top up anything that we need to do. Like, and yes, I pay him petrol money for anyone who would like to know. He does get paid for taking me to markets.
I would also like to talk about Bran for a minute. Because Bran is like a second husband to me. I'm not married. Carl's just my boyfriend, but Bran is like my husband.
Brandon has many wives.
He does. So Bran literally does everything for us. Like, he goes out of his way. Like, they live, if you don't mind me saying, they live in Runcorn. I live on the Wirral. If we've got markets in like Liverpool, Bran will go out of his way so I don't have to get a taxi, and he'll come and pick me up, and he'll lug all my stuff into the car, and he'll lug it back out at the other end, and he'll help us set up. And like, when we moved into the Red Brick, like, so we set up our shop in the Red Brick last January, and Bran well, I say we set up our shop. Bran set up our shop in the Red Brick.
We just had dreams of grandeur.
Yeah, we were like, literally.
We had these like sketches that we'd done, and I remember like Brad looking at them and going, okay.
You could see, like, you know that meme of the guy doing maths in his head.
But he like, he
just did
figured it out.
He did. No, but he is incredible. Like, he's a big part of all of our support networks now.
Yeah, there's so much that I wouldn't, none of us would have been able
Literally,
to do without like Bran, like, especially when it comes to markets.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I also love that he does enjoy it. Like when I talk about like I want to, I like learned to, I did do like driving a while ago, and I really want to actually get back into it and actually pass and get driving. And he gets really worried. He's like, well, what does that mean? I don't get to like come to the market.
Don't do your Bran voice on the podcast. It's not fair.
What does it mean I don't get to come to the market anymore?
For those listening, that was actually Sassy doing an impression of Bran and not Bran. I know you'll be
Because it was
surprised.
so on point.
The voice you put on for that man is tragic.
What are you saying?
For context, Bran sounds nothing like that.
He doesn't. He's a lot more scouse than that.
But yeah, he does everything for us.
Yeah, he really does.
We couldn't do it without him. Like, we did Stockport Market, and obviously we don't live in Stockport, and I live the opposite way to Stockport, I think, from where you live, and he still came and got me, and like, I never ever would have been able to do that without
we
him.
had such a good day.
We did. It was
I love
lovely.
that market. I was so glad that you finally got to get to do it, because I'd done a couple of those markets, and I just kept like going to you. You have to come. You have to come. And then luckily you were able to come and do it, and we came and got you, and we had such a good day. That was like our last market last year. It was brilliant.
I think Bran would take me again, because I did enjoy it.
100%.
If I ask him on the podcast, he's got to say yeah. Do you want to talk about Carl?
Oh, yeah, shall I?
I love Carl.
I love Carl. So
He
Carl's
will be
Ellie's dad.
absolutely buzzing for this. He keeps going, when's my slot on your podcast? When's my
He wants
slot?
to be a guest.
You have to have him on.
said that.
He'll be brilliant. You have to have him on.
No, but to be fair, I do honestly think right the way through my life, I have been dead lucky.
Yeah.
And I think it is a matter of luck. I've just had really good friends. I've had my mum and dad have both been really supportive, and my dad he's virtually staff now at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and he's ran a business as well.
Yeah.
So I've watched him as a kid run this business, and it was totally different. It was a care agency.
Yeah.
But I feel like watching him as a kid and going, he doesn't answer to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, and he's built this up from nothing. Like, I'm so proud of it. And since then, that business is no more. But he's used that time now. He still works, but part-time. But he will take me to markets. He's there. If I get stressy, and I know what I'm like when I get stressy and I am unbearable.
what you like when you
shut
get
up. I can be an absolute fucking
No, but even like
nightmare.
when we've been prepping for the podcast, there's been loads of times you've been like, oh, I was stressed about this, so I spoke to my dad.
Yeah, no, I do. He's like always the person that I go to, always, and it's always been that way as well. If I feel a bit sad about something, or if I'm a bit stressed, or even if I just want a bit of advice, I go to my dad, because he's got his head screwed on. But also, I think the fact that me and him are quite similar in personality. So I feel like he's me in like, I won't say how many years, but you know what I mean. It's like the same head, but just older and wiser.
Yeah, and that's what you need.
A lot wiser.
Yeah.
No, but also I think in being at markets, even though I feel like he does like the idea of him a lot more than he likes being there. But,
I get that vibe.
no, but like he really does go out of his way.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I have been really lucky there. But even my mum's like crafty and stuff, and she gets what I'm doing as well. So I've got two parents that get it. They know that it doesn't bring in thousands, which is why I still live there. And I've got good friends as well, and I've even got friends that like outside of this that aren't.
Wait, you've got other friends?
what?
But like, these are like my newest friends, and I've
Yeah.
known you a long time, but you know, same friends that I've had for years.
Yeah.
And you know, I think everybody just sort of accepts that it was always going to be this way for me as well, and that this was something that I was always going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, my older friends have been like that now. Like they weren't shocked when I started doing this.
really?
They were just like, about fucking time. Like, you know,
It's
I've always
weird, I
been this
think.
person.
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
Yeah, I think some people are just sort of born to be like their own boss, really. I
Yeah.
think there's something definitely there that it's just something you have a drive to do. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
Thank you.
I like
Thank
it.
you for your thoughts. You were meant to be bigging up Carl, but that's fine.
I did.
No, you did. You did.
Big up, Carl.
But yeah, going back to Bran and building the red brick space for us, should we talk a little bit about red brick?
yeah.
For those of you who don't know what red brick is, I'm going to be mentioning it a lot throughout the podcast, so let's inform you. It's basically this kind of warehousey sized building in
Yeah.
Liverpool. They've got them in other cities as well, but the one we're in is in Liverpool. And they just house loads and loads of small businesses.
Yeah.
So you have your own little shop space. You can set it up however you like, and you don't have to be there, which is
Yeah.
great for
Which
us.
is
You just
amazing.
kind of, you can leave your stock and they just deal with it all.
Because time is our most
Yeah,
precious
literally.
asset.
So it is incredible. And it's also, I think, helped us make a lot of new businessy associates.
Oh, totally. And I mean, like, I
Friendships.
also supply now to a lot of
Exactly,
people within
yeah,
Red Brick
yeah.
as well. So I'd say, like, my commission business really started picking up last year, and even to this day, it still feels like most of it is word of mouth. Like, the person will come and speak to me and go, oh, so-and-so, who you know from this market or you've met here, told me that you do this, so
Yeah.
could you do this for me? Like, yeah, and I love that. Like, it's so mad that I think you've said to me that I
Yeah.
don't really put it out there
No, you
enough
don't-
that
you
like
don't really
I make for
advertise it
other
that much.
businesses. But I feel like I haven't had to, because
Yeah.
I still get a lot of word of mouth customers. Like, even last year I had this guitar tech that I make stickers for. He got me in touch with the Lightning Seeds, who wanted
wow.
a stencil making so that they could tag up their gear
That's
for
amazing.
on tour. So I made like a big stencil for the Lightning Seeds.
That's
and I was
amazing.
We are in a similar boat with the commission things as
Yeah.
well, because I take commission, but I don't think I promote it
No,
at
like, you
all.
don't promote it
It
either.
is literally word of mouth that
Yeah.
gets the work, or people, you know, that have met me on markets, not even local sometimes,
Yeah.
and they've just messaged me and said, oh, listen, we've got this. I'm just thinking, could you draw it for us? And I've not had to promote it at all.
I don't take commissions at all because
You're not?
no, I'm selfish.
Oh.
I know. I don't
Done
like.
a couple,
I
though,
have. I
like,
just don't. I will do a commission if it's the
Yeah.
right project for me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair enough.
I'm
then.
not just. I don't open my commissions per se
Yeah.
because I don't want them to come.
I think that's fair enough though. If
No, it
someone,
totally is, yeah.
if someone come up to me honestly with you know, a lovely like landscape photograph that they've taken
Yeah.
and said, and it has happened,
Yeah.
and said, draw it for me, I'd say, find another artist
Yeah.
that can do
Yeah.
landscapes.
Yeah.
I probably could,
But I
and
don't
it would
want
probably be
to.
okay. No, but the art's not in it, and I think you'd be able to
Yeah.
see that the heart just wouldn't be in it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like people.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
My doing it really came out of, because in the beginning it was such a struggle to get the equipment
Yeah.
together. So it was like, you know, trying to save money, and
Yeah.
also like relying on family, like on like birthdays and Christmases.
Yeah.
And then once I had the equipment, I was really like, wow, there's going to be a lot more other people like me when they start
That
out.
don't
that
have the equipment.
Don't have the
Yeah.
ability to do these things. So I knew even from that point that I was going to get to a place where
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to offer to do that for
Yeah.
other people as well.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was an important part.
Yeah. And I think as well, just to plug you a little bit, the stickers that she makes, I mean, she does other things as well, but she mainly makes stickers for me. The stickers that she's made for me are really fucking good quality. And I much prefer it over like going to like a big manufacturer because
Yeah.
A, your heart's in it, B,
Yeah.
you actually care about what you're producing, but also like financially, you do a really good price.
Yeah.
And you can order a much lower, like if you order online from a big manufacturer, you have to order like 1,000
Exactly.
stickers.
Well, no, I genuinely enjoyed doing it.
But yeah, so red brick it's really, it's fucking sick, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
And it's really great for traders. And
That's
it's
fantastic.
great for customers, I think, too.
Yeah.
Because it's so many different things all in one place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've met a lot of friends through that as well.
Yeah.
And like Sass said, she's met some customers, which is lovely.
Yeah, and then a lot of people have, off the back of us being in there,
Yeah.
have like come to us for advice, and
Yeah.
then it's so nice to see them set up their shops.
Yeah, that's been really
like,
lovely.
It's been so cool, and then them to like come to us and go, "You've really inspired me
Yeah,
to do it," and
it's-
it was
it's
so
fucking gorgeous,
cute.
isn't it?
I just,
But I
yeah.
think like when we first did it, I wouldn't have done it without you.
no,
Absolutely not.
I couldn't have
So
done
we
it without you
we
guys,
share
and
our
no.
space with our other friend Alice.
We love you, Alice.
Three of us
So
share
I
that
didn't say it.
space. That's fine. Now she
Ellie
knows
does
how
not
you
love you, Alice.
It's alright. She probably won't bother listening.
She's like, what podcast?
So we share our space with our other friend, and the three of us kind of, it was again like how me and Ellie started the podcast. It kind of was like, should we do this? And then before we knew it, we were doing it.
Yeah.
Like it
We'd
just
like
kind of spiraled
trialed out in a smaller space.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work really well for us.
Yeah.
We sort of, the three of us started talking about, why don't we
Go
like
for
open
it.
a space together, like get a bigger unit.
Yeah.
I have a question for you though, because even though you're in Red Brick, it is a bit of a commitment financially, isn't it?
Totally, yeah.
Did you have to like really sit down and like think about that, or was it just like intuition? No, I think this will work.
Do you mind if I say how much we pay?
No, it's fine, yeah.
So we pay, what do we pay?
£125.
£125 each a month, which is obviously, like, on paper, that's a big chunk of money. But I think it's worth it.
It's totally worth it. And I
Like,
think
touch wood, up until now,
Yeah.
it's been worth it so
it's
far.
totally been worth it. I think it's very rare that I've had a month where I've not covered the rent just from the sales alone.
So just to elaborate on what Sass was saying, before we moved into our space, we were like subletting off a friend of ours.
Yeah.
So we were paying like a very minimal cost. Our friend also already had a smaller unit than what we've got now, but then we were just paying for like a little segment of that unit.
Yeah, like half a wall.
Yeah.
Or,
So I think I was paying like £30 a month or
Yeah, I
something.
think I was paying like
So that was
40,
kind of
60.
that was a really good way for us to test it.
Oh yeah.
Because I wouldn't have just gone for £125 off
No.
the bat. But I do think like you can kind of almost do whatever you want with the space. So
Yeah.
like if you've got 10 friends and you all kind of want to do it,
Yeah.
you can all go in together.
That was definitely what we advised people when
Yeah.
anyone got in touch with me, and I think the same
Yeah.
when they got in touch with you. We were very like, if you've got friends you could do this with,
Yeah.
do it, because
I think that's
it
quite
just-
nice as
it
well.
feels
Yeah.
like-
You just did it very quickly though.
I think that would have gone differently if we were doing it individually.
Oh, yeah.
Like we were hyping each other up to go in every
Yeah.
day and get it done. And
Exactly. And it was fun. I love it. I'm glad that we do it.
Yeah.
And long may it continue.
yeah. So should we talk about the Red Brick launch party? Because that was the lovely day, wasn't it?
And it's been a year.
I know. I can't
I-
believe that.
I can't believe it's been a year.
I know. So me and Sass like to make a big deal out of everything.
If there's any excuse for a party,
We'll do
like,
it. Yeah. We love a celebration.
every
don't
day's a
we?
party to me anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
why not?
obviously when we moved into the Red Brick, we had a big launch party and loads of our small biz friends came, which was lovely.
It was worth celebrating.
Yeah,
like,
we'd worked really
even if
fucking hard on
no
it.
one else came.
Yeah.
It was worth us just making a big deal out
Yeah,
of it.
and it was lovely, wasn't
It
it?
was so lovely. I'm so glad that we did it, and I was really overwhelmed with how many people
I
turned
know.
up.
I
and
cried for like a week straight
Yeah,
afterwards.
it was a lot. Like, I remember us voice noting each other
Yeah.
afterwards, and we were all like really emotional.
Can you believe
about
how many people came?
I can't believe it. But again, it was just so nice,
was.
because you hope that like you've got that support
Yeah.
network there, especially when you meet people at markets. So you hope you make a good impression, but then when people turn up and they're like, "I'm so proud of you,"
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh God."
People that like at that point we hadn't actually known each other that long,
Yeah.
and then people that I'd known even less amount of time were coming, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't know we were friends, but
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to come, kind of
Yeah.
thing, and that was really lovely.
Yeah, it was so
really
lovely.
nice, but everyone was just so supportive, weren't they?
Yeah.
To be honest, I genuinely think, not to make this all about me, but no, but I remember being at, because I stayed the whole day with you, didn't I? And I remember sort of sitting and talking to people, obviously all people that I had met before, but I remember thinking, this is just such a nice group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh God, everyone here is so easy
Yeah.
to talk to.
Yeah.
It was just nice that like it seemed like it was a big deal for them as well.
Yeah.
Like they were like,
They
it
were
was our
genuinely
win,
proud
but they
of
were like,
us.
It's
Yeah.
our win as
Yeah.
well. Like we're so
Yeah.
proud of you.
Yeah, it was really cute, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I loved
it
that.
was really cute. And then like how many of those people now have spaces
Yeah,
in there?
it was just a really cute day, wasn't it?
It was such a cute day.
But like you were saying, like so many people have moved in. I don't want to say like, oh, it's because of us, but so many people have moved in since then.
Yeah.
And that's been really nice to see, because I think you just need that kind of someone else to do it
Yeah.
first.
I do think like a lot of people looked at us and went, well, they're the
If
guinea
they
pig.
can do it, yeah.
Yeah,
She's a fucking shit
hopefully.
show. If she can do it, I can do it.
I don't think I'd heard of Red Brick before I met you. I know it hasn't been going that long though, is that right? Not in its current location.
No, and I think it's only just celebrated 2 years. in
Yeah,
that
it has,
location,
yeah. So I'd only heard of it like a year prior to us moving in.
Yeah.
A girl at a market said to me, have you got a space in Red Brick? And I was like, no. And I was like, she like told me what it was, and I was like, oh my God, as if I could ever have a space there. Like that's so like proper and
Yeah.
like that's for like real businesses. Do you know what I mean? But then like if I'd not met you and we'd encouraged each other, I never
Yeah.
would have done it, because I thought it was like
It did feel
way
like
out of my league.
so scary
Yeah.
and really daunting. But yeah, the fact that we did it together, I just thought, well, at least it's the three of us.
Yeah.
It's
If
not
it goes
just me.
wrong, we're together.
Yeah, we're together in it. It's good.
So yeah, so it's just like a really nice way to meet people, and like we've got obviously the Red Brick group chat, and then we've got a group chat that's like just the little group of girls that do markets together like frequently, and that's really nice because you can kind of just, we're often like, oh, does anyone know how to make this? Has anyone bought this? Has anyone tried this manufacturer? Or do you know what I mean? It's just a really nice.
Yeah, it's lovely to have people to kind of bounce those ideas off,
Yeah.
because at first when it was just starting out on my own, I Google and
literally.
YouTube, and I was just like, come on babe, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, no, literally. But even like opinions on your work and stuff, like I'm often like, oh, would you use this colour or would you use this colour?
Yeah.
Whereas like previously to knowing you guys, I would just ask Kyle, and he'd just, obviously he's lovely, but he's just like, oh yeah, that's great. I love you and everything you do is amazing.
Yeah.
Where I
Yeah.
actually need your honest opinion, and you guys will give me that.
That's another reason why I love rooming with Ellie.
Yeah.
I take her opinion like super seriously, and she doesn't lie. She
Yeah.
can't lie.
Yeah.
So whenever I show her something, she's always really like, oh no, that's great.
But yeah.
I'll
and
give you a
then-
shit sandwich.
Yeah.
No, but often, how many times when you've said something, I've gone, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like I'd already had an idea,
Yeah.
or I was going, I think I kind of know
Yeah.
what she's going to pick up
No,
on
she
it.
is like that.
And if she does, I'm going to change
And
it.
I think
Yeah.
that's the good thing about being in a studio as well,
Yeah.
because I think because I've had that space for so long now in the studio, and I was a teenager when I moved in there, you sort of learn to take it for granted over the years, but actually having creative people to share ideas with that will be honest, and I think that's the most important thing. Not brutal, but certainly, I know that if I go up to somebody with a
I
drawing,
don't know, it can get brutal in that group chat.
no, but I know that if I go up to somebody with a drawing, because when I'm drawing, sometimes I'll have seen it too much because it is
Yeah, you
is
kinda get
hours and hours
blind
and
to what
hours
you're
of
working
solid
on, don't
work.
you?
Yeah.
Whereas I know sometimes I can't see if something's gone wrong slightly. Whereas if I go up to somebody and go, "Is this, is the nose right or something?"
They
They'll
can see it straight away.
just go yes, no, or step away from it and come back to it and see how you feel. Having people like that to
Yeah, it's good to get another perspective, isn't it?
yeah.
I do like really rely on the group chats now and again. Like it's definitely my first port of call if I need
absolutely.
like some sort of support or
Yeah.
just to be like, has anyone tried this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Please help me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also like it kind of gets you out of a rut sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's also like a lot of friends I've met through the small business that aren't other small business owners, like repeat customers. And so I've got this one friend that started off as a customer, and then we got talking, and now she's like one of my best friends. But we've never met. Like we only speak on Instagram.
Yeah.
But like she sends me Christmas presents and birthday presents, and it's just dead like wholesome and cute.
What the hell? Have you
Really?
met?
Yeah, no, really, I promise, really.
Why haven't you met?
She lives far away.
Oh.
No, but she's dead fucking cute, and like it's just nice, isn't it, when you like we've met through that, but it's not about that anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we've all met through the business, but we've got a genuine friendship outside of that as well now.
Like not everything we do is business at
No.
all now. You know what that sound means.
It's time for Q&A. So this is the segment of the podcast where we answer a couple of questions from our Instagram followers.
Excited.
So today we've got one from the Glad Satsuma.
Yay.
And they have asked, how do you know when it's time to make the leap from full-time paid employment to going part-time so that you can concentrate on your business? So I don't think this is really what any of us three have actually done.
No, I was pushed, so
Yeah, but you didn't go part-time.
no,
You
no,
went-
I went straight
You
into
quit,
it.
same
Yeah.
as I did. Whereas Ellie is still part-time.
There's been times from time to time where I have just between jobs and things
Yeah.
like that, but
Yeah, you've had stints of
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's not even. It is a financial thing, obviously, with
Yeah.
the day job. But for me, it's as well. I feel like I'd get too. What's the word I'm looking for now? I feel
Bored?
like I'd need. No, I know what I'm like, and I know that I can get very in the zone and find it hard to come out the zone as well. So
Yeah.
for me, even if this was raking in millions,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd need to volunteer somewhere almost
Yeah.
just to get out that headspace for
yeah,
a day.
you've said that to me
And
before, yeah.
concentrate on something else.
No,
and when
yeah,
you're
I get
working
that.
for somebody else, you are concentrating on something else
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
No,
So
I understand that.
it's that. But to actually go back to the question,
question.
that Claire's asked,
So you guys know Claire, don't you? She's from
We
the
do.
studio.
Yes, she is a Hazelhurst associate.
Cute.
I make stickers for her.
So I mean, I can kind of tell you guys about my experience, but again, like I didn't go to part time. I just quit my job.
Yeah,
And again, kind of similar to Sass, I wasn't forced, but I spoke about it in a previous episode. But just to kind of catch you up, I was working in a restaurant, and the new owner was horrible, and I really wanted to quit. So I got a job somewhere else,
Yeah.
and then on my way home from that trial shift, they phoned me to say you've got the job, and I was like, I don't want it.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't want to train somewhere new
Yeah.
at something that I don't want to do.
I don't want to do. Yeah, yeah.
I was really fortunate to be in the circumstances that I was, because I was like, I was living with mum and dad still, and I could just quit my job and try the business. To answer her question, I don't think there's ever necessarily a right time. I think it's
Yeah.
individual to everyone, and depending on
Yes.
like your financial circumstances and
everything as well, the
Yeah.
people around you,
Yeah.
you know, where you're living. There could be so many things in that as well. But also, you don't know who's, for example, on an hourly rate, who's on a salary.
True.
For those on a salary, it's a lot more of a jump. It's a lot harder to work that out.
Yeah.
For me, I know, like, for example, I will drop hours at my day job for Christmas because I have to in order to cram it all in. Otherwise, it's impossible and I'd never sleep.
Yeah.
But for me, I know how much I make in a day.
So
and
you know what
I
hours
know
you can
whether I
afford
can
to drop.
sacrifice that or not. And 9 times out of 10, to be fair, I can.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah,
it's
I think
knowing
it's-
what you need in
it's
a month
individual to the
get
person.
by.
Yeah, it totally is. And like, I may not be able to answer to the employment question, but I think that is sort of, it's a big move, isn't it? And I've made big moves while I've been running the business.
Yeah.
And I think you just got to trust your gut sometimes and take the leap because, it could work out. Sometimes it might not work out, but there's always going to be jobs there.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know,
You can always...
I think trust your gut, and I think you'll know when the right time to do it is.
And another thing that's worth noting as well, if you're working for somebody else, if you've got a decent manager, and I've been lucky, I've had quite a lot of good managers.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of shit ones as well. But talk to them and
Yeah.
say, listen, I'm thinking about doing this. Give me 3 months.
Yeah.
If it's not working
Can I
out,
come
can I
back?
come back? Can I boost my hours?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just have that conversation. What's the best they can say? No.
I think that is a good piece
It
of
only
advice,
works for
like,
me because I've got a job.
Don't ask, don't get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works for me because I've got a job that is flexible and
Yeah.
can work around me. And fair enough, I am working a few more hours now than I normally would at a
Yeah.
day job, which time can be a bit.
Yeah.
But again, you know, that's easy enough to cut down if I need to.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, it's there
Yeah.
for if you need it. But I also know that if maybe a couple of years down the line, I think I would be confident enough to say, I've not had this job very long, but if a few years down the line, I'd say, listen, things are really, really picking up here. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
If all goes tits up,
Yeah.
well, you have me back.
Help me.
Yeah, what's the worst they
Yeah.
can say? You know,
Exactly,
no,
yeah.
fuck
Exactly. All
off.
they
Yeah.
could say is no.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like we said, like you can always find another job. I know it's obviously it's not as easy as that
Yes.
necessarily, but
But there are jobs out there.
yeah,
so-
there are.
Yeah, I think
And
if you're passionate about it and you feel like it's the right time for you to do it,
do it.
do it.
Yeah. Obviously, another disclaimer: like we're not experts.
No.
Please don't quit your job and I'll say so.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
But-
Please don't leave your job.
yeah, Claire, we're not telling you to leave your job at all.
But if you feel it's the right time, I think
exactly.
you know.
you will know yourself when it feels like the right time. Like
Yeah.
when I was going through redundancy, I knew that I needed to be out of that job.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that could have happened would be if they were going to offer me a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still think if they had, I really would have tried to just leave.
Yeah.
But it's easier to say.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And it also depends, obviously, from the sounds of the question. Obviously, you guys know her, I don't. From the sounds of the question, she's running the business alongside full-time employment.
Yeah, she is.
So
Yes.
her business is potentially already quite established.
No.
No, she's
no.
really
she
she's
new, is
only
she?
just
Yeah.
starting to sell.
okay,
Yeah.
She's had a
So-
really busy year though.
Right,
She's done
okay.
really well. But she seems really excited about it as well. So there's definitely avenues there that could open up.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
So I would
100%, yeah.
maybe say you know when the business is ready as well as
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe if that is something that she's working towards, maybe spend a few months or a year like getting some savings behind her and then
This is where boring things like cash flow come into
Yeah,
projection,
yeah,
though, so
yeah.
that you
Yeah,
can look back
exactly.
and go.
Yeah. And-
Because, for example, anyone new to it might really panic in January and think, shit, your business is
Shit, yeah.
failing.
And I know you might be listening to this and thinking that we've made some like really just like abrupt decisions, but we genuinely haven't.
No,
Like,
years, yeah.
we really put thought into
Yeah.
these things, and like we've had to like scrimp and save
Yeah.
and just have numerous conversations before we even go, okay, this is doable for
Yeah.
me.
Well, you've got to
Absolutely.
be in it for a few years. Because I remember when I first did my business plan and all that training, as I say, with the women's organisation, I remember going to my dad, what even the point? What's the
Yeah.
point of a cash flow? And he went to projection. And I didn't really get it at the time. I still did it just to tick it off on the business plan, really. But and I remember thinking, what's the point? And now I look back and I'm like, oh no, but now it does make sense.
Yeah.
Because I know to expect January to be a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
even February as well.
Yeah.
And then March, Mother's Day, things
Yeah.
start lifting up again.
Yeah.
I don't panic now. I
Yeah.
know the pattern.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's mad
takes
as well
a
how
while
quick,
to-
like,
Yeah.
how you get into that pattern as well,
Yeah.
where you sort of just accept it. You just
Yeah.
like, oh no, this is the slow month.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what happens.
But I've done this for enough years
Yeah,
now to
to
sort
know.
of know what
Yeah.
to expect, when it's
Yeah.
going to pick up, when it's going to die off.
Yeah.
But like last year we were busy with the Red Brick. This year we're busy with the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I would try and use January to do like start next year's Christmas range.
Yes.
Tax
Or
Yeah, get
return.
yourself
yeah,
ahead.
tax return, like
Yeah.
my advice to Satsuma would be don't waste any time right now
Yeah.
while you've still got money coming in.
Yeah, use it.
Use it
Invest it in your
wisely.
business,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, invest it.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it back into you.
Yeah, I think that's.
And
my
really
answer.
plan, think about where do I want this to take me.
Yeah.
We did a mission
Yeah.
statement, didn't we, for
We
this
did.
podcast, because we thought we need to know
Yeah.
what we want to gain from this,
Yeah.
who it's for,
Yeah.
almost the who, what, when, where's, why's.
Yeah.
Like, all sorts.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
No, but you just need to have that plan. Like, is this going to go stale?
Yeah, because it's all very well to say, oh, we want to do a
What
podcast,
does it
that's
say?
really cute.
If you fail to plan to
exactly,
fail.
Sass, thank you, yes.
I think we answered that really well.
I think we did.
Let's tap on
You're
the
welcome, Claire.
Yeah, please don't quit your job when I say that. Question number 2. 2 people have asked a very similar thing. Okay. So, Planchette Place has asked...
Are we saying Planchette Place right? Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Planchette Place.
How would you say it?
I don't know.
Oh, how would you say the next one?
Oh, House of Our Reader, I'm sure of it.
So Planchette Place has asked, how do you handle comments like, I can make that myself, or you're too expensive, without wanting to fight someone?
I love the idea of someone saying that to someone at market, and the seller just coming out of nowhere, battering the shit.
We've all genuinely felt like that
Yeah,
as well,
we have.
let's be honest.
And House of I Reader, and I hope I'm saying that right.
I think you are.
And I know I've been at markets with them before, and I'm not entirely certain. So it is similar. How do you deal with the dreaded "I could do that" comments?
Yeah.
So I personally haven't had a lot of the I could make that, but maybe I have and I just haven't been listening. But I did used to run another business, and I was making like jewellery out of like sea glass, and I had it quite a lot in that business. I just don't think there's a lot you can do. You just kind of have to awkwardly laugh it off, don't you? And be okay.
They're never going to either.
No, they don't.
You
They're not.
will never see those
They
people
don't
at a
know
market
how much
ever.
work goes into it. They don't know how much money goes into it.
I do have a thought on this comment though, and again, it's not really something that I get said to me a lot, but you've presented something that to them looks easy.
Yeah.
You've made it
They're
look
seeing the finished
easy.
product.
Yeah, they haven't seen, say, if you've been up all night fucking restocking.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't seen the graph that you put in. They don't see any of that sort of behind the scenes where it's really not glamorous, but they've seen you presenting your finished stuff.
They haven't seen you crying at 3 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah. Painstaking over like, is this the right price? I don't know. It's £3 too much.
Spelling your own name wrong on your banner.
It was definitely earlier on, I really struggled with negative comments.
Yeah.
And I got more the expensive one. Like, oh, this is a bit too expensive.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
But the longer I've been doing this, the more I'm able to just say to myself, well, you're just not my customer. That's not my customer.
Yeah.
And I'm able to just go, that's fine. Especially because we do art, which is subjective. So
Yeah.
not everyone is supposed to like what we do.
You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
And so that I'm able to just brush it off and go, right, you're not my customer, and there's enough people out there that actually like what I do and are going to love it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd say to people who feel that way. Like, just stay true to you, stick to what you're good at, because there's people out there that are going to love your shit, and they're your customer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who you do it for.
And I think the price thing, you know how much your products are worth.
Yeah.
You know how much, and I think we all have a tendency to underprice as well.
Oh God, 100%.
So
like we've all said it to each other.
Yeah,
so
the
many
price
times.
the price that customer is saying is too expensive, you're probably making like 15p.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have no idea how much goes into that. But
No.
but again, like I think they think that they can say it because you're just one person. Like
It's like they don't realise that it's your business
Yeah.
sometimes. They think you're just sort of representing it
yeah,
or
like a
something.
sales assistant.
Yeah.
Again, or like some people do just think, oh, this is just like your little weekend hobby. This
Yeah,
is just what
yeah.
you do in your craft
Yeah,
room.
exactly.
And
But
it's like,
like-
oh no, actually, mate, this is my business.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even if, you know, you might have a business where they might be able to do it themselves.
But if do it then.
Do they want to? No, but do they want to start a business? Do they want to keep a business going? Do they want to promote it constantly on social media? Do they want to
Exactly.
apply
Yeah.
to markets? Do they want to get a store set up to
Yeah.
do markets? Do they want to set up an Etsy shop? Chances are no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's not just that,
exactly.
like, someone at a market can say, oh, that's too expensive. But like I said, like, you could only be making pennies on it anyway. But then you've also got a stall fee. You've got the price of all your equipment that's took to set up on the
Yeah.
stall, a tablecloth, baskets. Do you know what I mean?
Your insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally, there's so much cost that goes into it.
Yeah.
I think actually aftermarket, I probably don't make anything.
I do
say that.
I do always think, like, I wish that people could just not say anything.
Yeah, just
like
if
I'd
you've got
rather
nothing
people
nice to
just
say.
Yeah.
looked at it, internally thought it,
Yeah.
and walked away.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
think the
just think,
difference
what are you
is-
getting out
yeah.
of telling someone that, oh, that's too expensive, or
Yeah.
I
I
could make
did
that,
though,
like-
and this might make me sound like a mouthy cow. I did pull someone up for it once.
What
What?
happened?
What did you say?
So
Did you
it
fight
was
them?
early in the morning. Did I what?
Did you
Did you
fight
fight
them?
them?
Yeah, Planchette Place. Just knock them out. I do it. It's
This
fine.
has come from experience. She saw what you did.
No, it was just this thing a lady said to me, and she was looking at my key rings, and she went, £5 for a key ring. But she said it proper under her breath. Now, my key rings are fucking huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if she'd seen me put together a key ring and how fucking long it takes us to
Oh
do,
my God. Yeah.
especially with my dodgy hands,
No.
I think if she watched me put together a single key ring, she would understand
Yeah.
why I'm charging a £5. And
Yeah.
also, they still get a copy of my artwork.
Yeah.
Even if it's just on a key ring, it's
Yeah.
there. And she went, £5 for a key ring. But she said it under her breath and to nobody.
Could have
To
just said that in
nobody
your
at
head.
all. And so I
And
said
just
to her, oh,
move on.
sorry, I missed that. I said, could you repeat that for me? And she went, oh, love, I didn't say anything. I said, oh, it sounded like you said £5, but a key ring was too expensive.
Oh my
But I
God.
must have missed it.
You're so brave.
Like, being a little bit catty, I think it was early in the morning.
I did originally, like right at the beginning, I did change the price of my cards over a comment. Like I originally,
No.
when I first came out, they were 50p more expensive than they are now.
Oh,
And I ended up changing the price because
have
I
you changed it back?
No,
Sass!
no. But you
If you'd have lived with me at that time, that never would have
Ellie
happened.
was saying a
physically
couple of
wouldn't
weeks
have let
ago,
you.
she was like, you need to bang your price up. My prices will be going up in April, people, just so you know. It's time.
New tax year.
It is time.
I think we all have a tendency to underprice. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't take a wage per se. Like,
No.
I'm usually happy if I cover the cost of the materials.
That's me
But-
as well, yeah.
But that's not a business.
No, and I mean, I feel like because we are in that lovely sort of privileged position of
Yeah.
having partners that have full-time jobs.
Speak for
and
yourselves.
I am. Speaking for me and Jade.
You said we.
No, I just mean me and Jade both have partners that have full-time employment and who are very supportive.
Financially
and,
stable.
Yeah, financially stable and pretty much take care of the bulk of the like
Look after
adult
their
costs.
ladies.
And they so it enables me to be able to put my money back into the business, which it is what it is. I like you, I don't take a wage.
Yeah.
I put the money back into the business. Like,
Yeah, but you've got to, like, in the big scheme of things, we're both still relatively new to this.
Yeah.
So we're still at that stage of, I'd still say we're starting out, if you know what I mean.
oh, totally.
And
Yeah.
everything's expensive, so you've got to. Otherwise, we'd never had new products.
No.
But back to our question. I think that I could do that comments. They're never going to do it. You've
No,
just
they're
gotta
not. No.
laugh it off.
Yeah.
It's not.
It
almost
is
be tempted
difficult
to
in the
say to
beginning,
them,
but
yeah.
I think the longer you do it, and I'm not saying the more that you hear the comment, because I don't hear it a lot. I've
No.
only heard it like a handful of times, but the longer I've been doing it, when I do hear that comment, it's easier to brush off because you know your own worth and you know how much work you put into what you do, and just hold on to that because they've got no idea.
No.
They've got no idea. Or just do an Ellie and just make them sit down and tell them
Talk
how
them
much
through.
work actually goes into it.
By the way, I do not kick off at customers at all. If you're nice to me, I will be lovely to you. But for the ones that aren't, I just think if they're a prick to you, be a prick to them.
No, I agree. I've never thought about that.
And like I said with the
give
previous
what
one,
you get.
it's not your audience.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's not your customer. They can just move along, and for every one of them, there's going to be 5 other people that like your stuff, hopefully.
Yeah.
And if
That's
not, have a
the
passive-aggressive exchange.
My advice to you would be get a group chat like our group chat. You can be in our group chat
100%.
Yeah.
because that massively,
Yeah.
like, we just take the piss with each other, don't
Yeah,
we?
if you're a small business and you're listening to this and my DMs are open, you can reach out
Yeah,
to me and I
same.
will literally give you a virtual hug.
Yeah.
like,
I think this is
because
what this
you're
is
all
for
awesome.
as well, because I know that one of the first voice notes that I sent you, we were just talking about the most nightmare markets
Yeah,
that
we
we've
were.
ever had.
Yeah.
And obviously me, the calibre I sort of held you in, I wouldn't have even imagined that you'd have had nightmare markets. I thought every single one for you would be a winner.
No, absolutely not.
But it's so lovely when you start talking and you realise that, we've all had
This
to
happens
deal
to
with this
everyone.
shit.
Yeah, no, there's something, even though I don't, like I say, I don't get that I can make that comments, but what I do get is parents with children who like to draw. And, like, fair enough, if they think I'm there to encourage them, that's great. I will happily encourage your child because I think, do you make a go of it?
Yeah.
It's the ones that go to the kid, you'll be better than they're going to.
Oh my God.
No,
Oh, yeah.
that's so rude.
In front of me.
That's so
You know what I
rude.
mean? Go, if they say, sometimes they go to the child, you go and talk to her, she might be able to help. That is great. I
Yeah,
think that's
that's
lovely.
that's
And I am
lovely.
happy to talk because I know that when I was a student, I'd have loved a market trader to be like that with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ones, you'll be better than her in a
That's
couple
so
of years.
rude. I get angry parents because my stuff's very like pink and cute, and all the little girls come running over, and then it's all like, "Fuck this," and
I get that with some of mine as well.
Jade, hide the fannies.
the parents like, "Don't look."
Hide the fanny cards. But I also love when you had that market where that person like referred to your stuff as silly pink things, and then you just took it and
think
ran
Yeah,
with it.
that's
they-
like your
they-
slogan
you
now,
took it into
isn't
your
it?
power then. Like,
They absolutely meant that as such an insult, but
Yeah.
it was such a compliment to me. That exactly sums up my business.
thank you, marketing genius.
Wouldn't it be funny if he ever found out?
I offered him a job.
His interviews on Tuesday. Let you know how it goes.
So I think that's pretty much it for today, isn't it?
Yeah, fun.
Oh, I've had so much fun. Thanks for having me
thank
on.
you
I've said
for-
that with a
thank
gun
you
to
for
her head.
coming.
I feel like really privileged to be the first guest.
No,
Like,
we're really
yeah.
thankful for having you. It's been
And
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, I've enjoyed it so much, thank you.
So, what's on the agenda for the next episode, Ellie?
Oh, what is? I don't know either. No, hang on. This is a good one, actually. I'm really looking forward to this one.
So, usually our episodes are every 2 weeks, but we're going to be doing a special bonus episode to celebrate International Women's Day. So, that'll be going live on the 6th of March, which is 2 days before International Women's Day. But we'll be discussing some of our favourite empowering ladies, and we've asked our Instagram followers to write in and shout out some of their most inspiring female-run small businesses and female creatives. And we've had absolutely loads of people write in about that so far. So, we'll be reading some of our favourite ones out on the episode. So, that'll be in 1 week. In the meantime, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. You can find us at Really Fucking Trying. And if you've got any questions to ask or topics that you'd like us to cover, please get in touch. You can also apply to be a guest. So if you want to be like Sass...
Yeah, definitely come on and be a guest. It's lovely.
Thank you again, Sass. We've had the most lovely time talking to you today. And I hope that all of our listeners have enjoyed getting to know you as well. So we'll see you in 1 week.
Bye.
Bye.